Hello, Internet. Hello, world. Hello, friends. My name is Brendon. A lot of you know me, some of you don't. About 5 years ago, I set out on a journey, a mission, with an objective to help awaken consciousness. What does that mean? Well, we'll get into that. But I really just wanted to take a moment here to just be able to share with you where I'm at, where we are at, where some of my observations have taken me as to being able to see the micro or the macro, being able to share with you stories of inspiration that I myself am right in the middle of. Today was the 5th year of the Look Fest, which is a festival that in this year, more so than previous years, I was given the opportunity to be able to help organize it in a major way, as well as to be able to host it as the MC, as the master of ceremonies. The festival was a success. The festival was a success. And at this festival, it was an amazing experience because it was people coming together. There was music, there was art, there was vendors, and there was also space for healing. There's also space for things like community drumming, community conversation, the things that are bringing people together in ways that don't even always have to be words. Drumming is an amazing way to bring people together, for them to be able to practice communicating. And I really just wanted to be able to share with you guys and let you guys know that this did happen. And it's been a while since you've seen a video of me in some way or another. And by a while, I mean like a month, give or take, because up until this point, there have been many videos, over 400 uploads on YouTube. And I was reminding myself that not everything has to be recorded by any means, but everything is always recorded. Not everything has to be recorded with a video camera, because the important experience of it all is the experience that we are recording with our heart, with our mind, is the experience of us being present in the moment. And through that, it allows us to be able to share the inspiration. So there's a lot that I've experienced just in the last couple of weeks that I'll be able to reiterate back to you guys, back to you, to be able to share the story, to be like, these synchronicities did happen. I experienced these things. And the synchronicities for me have consistently been very prevalent. And as they can be for all of us, the more we begin to open up, the more we can begin to continue to realize that maybe everything's a synchronicity. Maybe there's nothing outside of the realm of synchronicity. So the festival is just one of the things that I want to be able to talk to you about, but more so what's important is the themes that the festival represents. And when I say I set out on this mission with an objective, the objective is a very tangible one. To be able to help people wake up to their potential, whatever that means for them. It means for people to be able to wake up to the reality, to the idea that reality may not be all that we believe it to be. There's more to it. Is there more outside of what is outside of the potential of our understanding? We don't know. It's a paradox. But what's important is that people are beginning to ask questions. People are beginning to realize. People are beginning to experience more so than anything. And interweaving this with what was happening at the festival, it was healing. It was healing for people, and it was taking steps, and it was giving them what I consider to be the most important thing, is hope. And ultimately, I would say that that is part of my objective, is to give people hope. Behind me, right there, you can see, I guess the letters would be backwards, or maybe they're not for you. I'm not sure. I forget how YouTube records it, but that says that we won the Ontario Provincials for my hockey team back in 2004, 2005. During that year, I was the captain of the team. It was a house league team, mind you, but nonetheless, we put forth our best effort. Being a captain of a hockey team goes hand in hand with the role that I've stepped into as to this whole paradigm shift project. When I set out on this mission, And again, those who don't know, the links are in the website, to the website, paradigmshiftcentral.com. When I stepped out into this objective, when I stepped into this role, I knew that through the magic of the internet, I could help build the team. I could help bring people together. And what was this team? This is a space where education takes place. It is a team that is open to the education, the ongoing education. And also out of that, the idea of being able to work towards common goals, regardless of us physically being in the same place. Would I be able to accomplish what I'd set out to do without the internet? Not quite. Carrier pigeons just would have taken too long, and gosh darn it, carrier pigeons are extinct, but we must carry our pigeons. Our pigeons are the message of the heart in this case. We must be able to realize that through the power of the internet, we don't have to physically be in the same space to still be working towards a common objective. The Paradigm Shift Project is about building physical community. Yes, it's about the conscious media. It's about the radio show that we do every week. It's about the videos that I've been putting out. It's the videos and the movies and the community and the videos that everyone is contributing to. The creation, the co-creation. But more so than that, it's about building the physical. It's about building the tribe. You'll have to forgive me, my throat's a little chafed because I've been hosting a festival all day. So it's for, it just means that I was putting forth an honest effort. So people will ask me sometimes, they'll say, Brendon, I really like this thing that you're doing. It's really great to see people coming together who are passionate about helping change the world by changing themselves. There's a lot going on. Is there anything you need my help with? And I'll say to them, and I'll say, the way how you can help me is by building physical community where you are. It doesn't mean going out the door right away. Building physical community means building yourself to be competent enough to step into the role as a leader within your community. I think all of us have that potential. All of us have the potential to be a leader. The idea of me being the team captain of my hockey team is what I'm doing here. Between the periods in a hockey game, when we go back to the dressing room, and gosh darn it, we might be down 4-1. But you know what? We still got 2 more periods. So we're going to take it back to them, and we're going to be able to put our heart into it. And come third period, we're going to prove it. We're going to prove it to ourselves, because the game exists as an infinite potential, possible realities. And in the same way, that is the case with life. There's nothing to say that just because we're losing now means that we will lose the game. We can choose to incorporate ourselves into what happens next, more so than just standing back and watching it happen. Edmund Burke says that the only thing for evil to prevail is for good men and women to do nothing. I'd like to think that the people who are listening to this are amongst those who consider themselves good men and women. Those who would rather be able to do something and are asking the question, what can I do? When we ask ourselves that, when we ask ourselves to each other, go up to someone and say, hey, what do you do? What do you do? And be like, for money? No, for the world. One of the things that you can do is to build community. Because through building a community, you are building an energy point. And that energy point is going to produce inspiration. It produces yield. It's like a farm. It harvests things. Things come out of it. When you build community, you give people a chance for themselves to collectively grow. And when, as a community, we encourage each other, we all grow. As the tide rises, so does every ship. Building community is what I experienced today. It's not a coincidence. It's a coinciding incidence that the word unity is in community. Communal, to be together. Unity, to be one, to be together as one. So today at the festival, there was drum circle. There was drum circle with singing bowls, which was a very interesting thing, and that was new to me. The bowls themselves became part of the instrument. Crystal singing bowls, mind you. That was a very interesting experience. People who were walking through the park who didn't come there to play singing bowls and drums found themselves playing singing bowls and drums. Hold on. I'm just going to see what my dog's barking at. Maybe he wants to come here. Shelby, come here. What are you doing? Come here. Good boy. Come here. Come on. Okay. Hold on. This is live. My dog's here. Shelby. Shelby, say hello to the internet. Hold on. Let me turn on the light here. Oh, you should be able to see him. There he is. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Good boy. He's around. Good boy. All right. So, I mean, I could tell you plenty about my dog. I could tell you plenty about the fact that I love him, and I'll tell him that I love him, and regardless of him actually understanding the words, he still understands what I mean. Hey, I love you, buddy. Love is the universal language. Love is something that we can use to bring people together. Love is literally part of the gravitational pull. Like attracts like, love attracts love, and love produces love. So I think hold on 1 second. Go ahead, buddy. Where's some water? Anyways, shout out to Shelby. Truth be told, he's like 83 in human years. But just because he is, oh, what's he barking at now? Hold on. Sometimes he gets like barky, but what's that? What's up? Not in there? Okay, go in there. Go ahead, lie down. Go ahead, buddy. Lie down. Okay. All right, I think okay. He's just looking for a place to lie down. Anyways, yeah, no, shout out to Shelby. He's like kicking it. He's mobbing it. He really is mobbing it. And he's like 85 years old. And that makes me love him more and more every day, because even he himself is not permanent. But what is permanent is the present moment of the now. People keep saying this, be like, live in the now, live in the now. What does that mean? It means to have gratitude for every experience. It means to be able to see lessons in every single moment. And when you can understand that every single moment is a lesson, you don't really spend as much time worrying about things. You don't really spend as much time complaining about things. And when you're not complaining about things, you're appreciating things. You're showing them your love. You are being your love to those things. So shout out to everyone who has pets, among other things. Shout out to everyone who loves in general, which is what this is about. So this team thing, this thing that I'm creating, that we are creating, that I set out to create, because that's what I wanted to do. I said, okay, I'll create a team. And then I'll step in as team captain. And team captain will be the one who will be asking the questions, if not me, then who? Because I encourage you to ask yourself the exact same question when it comes to building a community where you are. People will say, there's not a lot of people here in my community. That is why you are there. That is why you are at your college. That is why you are in your town. Because you have the potential to bring those people together. Because just because you do not see them doesn't mean that they are not there. It just means that you have not run into them yet. But understand that you already have connected. Today at the festival, at the Look Festival, it was a lot of what I feel was this reemergence of the soul tribe. The soul tribe that I am directly connected to. The soul tribe that I have come to know over the years and continue to build. Today, there are new people out who are going to continue to connect. They come out to the festival. They show up at a paradigm shift meeting because they are excited about the fact that they have met other people who are passionate about living their life, about being a beacon of light, about stepping into the roles of guardianship. Maybe I like the idea that we all can become leaders, because leaders are not something that we are simply born as. It's an archetype that we can all step into. Archetypes exist as doors in front of us. Will you pick this door? Will you pick that door? Or maybe they're like clothing, where you wear this, where you put on that hat, where you put on this vest. These roles represent aspects of our evolution that call upon our involvement in order to help progress it. So when we step into our roles, we're fulfilling the universe's wish for things to happen. So ask yourself what your role is and be inspired. I've said this before. If you want to do any of this stuff when it comes to changing the world, if you want to do what I've been encouraging people to do, which is build physical paradigm shift communities and to connect and create their tribe where they are, to reconnect their tribe. It's already connected. You just got to bring it together, right? The first thing you need is inspiration. And again, inspiration, like love, is something that we can share. That's what I was saying. Out of the communities come inspiration, the hope. Find inspiration in yourself. Find inspiration in the idea that I just told you that you're already a leader. You don't need me to tell you this, but we need to be reminded of it. I'm not telling you that you're a leader. I'm reminding you that you are one. There's a slight difference there, and I think it's actually quite powerful when you get down to it. So there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people on the internet. There's a lot of people who I've connected with, and some of them will see this video. And everyone is doing their thing, whether they realize it or not. But if you're seeing this video, then maybe your thing is similar to my thing. Maybe you're the one that's going to step in and help bring things together, because if not you, then who? How long can we afford to wait when the world is asking for our help now? Yet do not feel rushed, because the universe is ready when you are. So work on yourself. Become a fountain of love for others. When we can do that, when we can build the essence of our fountain, the foundation of it, we can continually, perpetually give. The secret in so much of this is that the more you give, the more you receive. How much are you willing to give? How much of yourself are you willing to give for your community? How much of your time are you willing to commit to helping build something that can be done so simply, but all it takes is these baby steps along the way? There's a lot to doing. There's a lot to starting a paradigm shift community that I can tell you more about, that I've talked about previously. It's very simple. That's not necessarily what this video is about. At the Look Fest, we had an Indigenous ceremony at the beginning. The Indigenous ceremony gave thanks, reminded us to give thanks to all that is around us, to all that is us. We are the event horizon of consciousness itself. Vast universes above us. Infinite universes within us. All those stars up there, they exist. They do exist. And through this thing called time, which may or may not just be a process of a spiral, brought itself right here, right now. It created a computer. It created us. It gave us eyes. It gave us ears. It gave us a chance to be able to see ourselves in ways like we have never done before. And then for that, what game do we choose to play within this opportunity? Because when we remember that we are divine. And what does that mean to be divine? It means to be connected. It means to know that that connection is there. The connection between what? Between us and everything that it's taken to get to where we are, and everything that will go beyond us, not just in time. And to realize that it's not separate. And to progress with a Buddha nature, to see each other, to see us, to see. When you look at me right now, don't just look at me as Brendon. Yes, you can call me that. Yes, that's the part of you that is using this name so that we can figure out who's who. See me as you, though. And I don't think that's actually that hard. You can do it in any situation. And when we do that, erase shame, erase an idea of shame. Shame is not what we need. Let me rephrase that. Empathy and understanding and compassion is what we need, is what we can use, is what we are using, is what we can use to change the world. Being a leader is a person who is a leader of their actions, of themselves. Before you can lead an entire community, learn to lead yourself. Part of the idea as to why, part of what makes us a good leader is understanding our potential. I mentioned earlier the idea of guardians. I'm just gonna drink of water. The idea of guardians is a person who understands what they are capable of. And what we are capable of is stepping into a room and changing it. We can walk into a room of people who are glum, people who have been living the same story for too long, and we can help them. We can give some of the energy that we are creating within ourselves to share it with them. And that energy is love. That energy is a smile. That energy is something that, whether it's chemical or not, because it all is connected. Of course, it's chemical. When we smile, they see that. It is a gift that is given. And it goes right through, like right down. But they don't even realize it sometimes. But when you realize that that is what is happening, your heart becomes a laser beam. Weapon doesn't mean something that destroys and kills. Weapon means something that is used for directed intent, much like tool. Or at least it's one way that we can think about the word weapon. When we can wield the weapon of our heart, we can walk into a room and we can shoot love lasers. I can stand at a street corner and I can see a person driving down the street, and when I make eye contact with them a block away and it takes them a couple seconds to see me, they take it with them. God damn it, they will take it with them. And it will go somewhere. And it will be there when they need it. At least that's part of the intent. That's part of the potential of knowing that that is what can be done. That is something that can be accomplished. So being a guardian is being a shifter. I've been talking about this before. I posted about it on Instagram. Instagram's pretty good. It gives me a chance to type stuff, but it's nice being able to talk. It's something that I've been experiencing quite a bit lately. Something that for me, myself, is part of my process of stepping into my role. What is my role within all this? Ultimately, to continue to inspire you. And in order to inspire you, that means I have to remain moving. not to avoid stillness, but to avoid stagnation. Stillness does not mean the lack of movement. Stillness refers to the embrace of the movement within the stillness. To realize that they are one and the same. To realize that even in stillness, we are constantly moving. Yet in that stillness, we are able to process that movement differently. So by me avoiding stagnation, it has been a process of, last week, we didn't do a radio show. The reason we didn't do a radio show is because I was at a group here in London, a group that I've been involved with before Paradigm Shift that helped inspire me to do Paradigm Shift. I was doing a talk there about the Paradigm Shift story, the shift in 2014 and beyond. So it's given me an opportunity to talk. It's given me an opportunity to find a part of myself that is the voice, that is something that I can use. People will say, oh, you have a very good speaking voice. I will say, thank you. And when I thank them, I am thanking the universe. That is part of my gift. It is part of my gift to be able to deliver a message that has a resonance already acutely tuned to be heard differently. And it's still something I'm playing around with in a lot of ways, as many of us are. The throat chakra has far more potential than we realize. That's part of what it means to be a guardian. Understanding what is there that is more than we realize. And it's huge. It's so huge because it is our potential. It is our potential to bring light and transmute the experience of darkness, not to demolish, not to push out the darkness, but rather to let it become one with the light again. When you have just, if light didn't exist, there would be an absence. Sorry, let me say this again. If light didn't exist, it wouldn't just be bad. There wouldn't be bad or good. When light exists, the badness is created through the existence of the light, through the juxtaposition. To try and push darkness out of light is impossible because they are one and the same. But what our objective is to realize that things are constantly transforming. Things are constantly being transmutated. We can change environments. We can change people's impressions. We can put forth an intent that will create a portal and create a gravitational field that will bring people together. These are just some of the things that we can do. Some of the things that we can do by using love as what it is. You can imagine love. It's almost like a gooey substance sometimes. It's like an energy. But when you have it in your hand, you can go, and you can throw it out into the universe. And you can use it to plant seeds. But remember, seeds don't grow unless they're under dirt. It's part of the process. So when you confront darkness, do not confront it with fear. Do not confront it with frustration. One of the best advice that I can give you is to practice the art of never responding to frustration with frustration. Respond with love and it'll transform it. Many of you know this. Synchronicity is something that I encourage you to become more aware of. Learn the language of the universe. What does that mean? It means being able to see when it is trying to speak directly through you. What does this mean? It means realizing that it is speaking to you all the time. yet more so other times in particular. And it's through those peaks that it will really get our attention. And those peaks can sometimes be the glimpses of another person's conversation, or having to hear a certain phrase on the TV just as you're about to turn it off when you walk into the room. That happened to me the other day. It was from Star Trek. Synchronicity report right here. I have thousands. I walked into the room the day before, my basement flooded. We almost lost things. Fortunately, we didn't. By things, I mostly mean computer stuff. It's all good. Thanks, universe. When I walked into the room the next day and I turned off the TV just because it got left on, that guy from Star Trek, he's got a weird face. Not Worf, but he's got like big ears. And his face is kind of funny. Many of you would know who I was talking about. Next Generation, I believe. Or Deep Space Nine. One of them. He said something along the lines is that it's expected that there be some resistance. Something along those lines. When we notice resistance in ourselves, it's okay to notice it. It's okay to observe it. And when we can embrace the fact that sometimes we'll respond to things with frustration, with anger, with doubt, that's understandable because it's a part of your nature. It's a part of who we are. We go through those so that we can learn how not to always need to, how to go through situations instinctively differently. So that was just a funny synchronicity. Another synchronicity I'll share with you. This is an example of things that can happen to you when you set forth the intention to actively be involved as a shifter. When I'm going out there downtown to do free hugs and I'm on the bus and I'm sort of like just like mentally getting myself ready to sort of step out. It's like stepping onto the ice in a hockey game. You're on the bench on the bus and you step out. Game's on. Play's already started. Recent example. I stepped off the bus. I walked past a fellow, but something caught me out of the corner of my eye. Something told me that he was wearing a Tool shirt. I can't confirm whether or not I saw it. I must have seen it. It's the only logical explanation. So I turned around. He was wearing a Tool shirt. And then I said to him, I was like, hey, got something for you. It was my button of the Tool art. It was almost the exact same art that he had on his shirt. I took it off my backpack. It was on my shoulder. I took off this button. Again, the shift buttons, they have the website on them. They're like a high-tech version of a DVD where people can access data and cool videos through the digital means of the internet. It's an archive of what we're creating. And it's a base for knowledge. So I gave it to him. That's basically the story. But that guy is now connected with my community, with our community. He's connected with the opportunity to be able to come out, to be able to take part in the growth that is collective. So when people start coming together as community, more people become encouraged to come together as community. What happened today at the festival at Lookfest was an amazing experience. It reaffirmed for me that I'm surrounded by the most beautiful, inspirational people I could have asked for. And yet I must have asked for them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here. And understanding that that was asked for quite some time ago. And not only asked for, but rather proclaimed, evoked, asked to be brought into manifestation collectively by many of us. And that is what the soul tribe is. That is what the soul family is. It is groups of us who said, all right, we've done this before. Many of us, different times, different places here and there. We've done this before. We've grown, we've learned, We've learned to experience new ways of being able to help change ourselves in the world. This time, if we're referring to things chronologically, a lot has been leading up to this moment. Right now. As equally as now. And so on. And where we are is in a beautiful place for opportunity. We have the internet. The internet is the digital version of the Akashic records. It's right there. It's right in front of us. We're living in a hyperdimensional reality. Things are accessible, not just here, within the astral, within our dreams, which is a big part of it. We should be writing down our dreams being the ones we have when we sleep, and our dreams being the intentions we're creating for our future. It's funny that we have two different versions for the word dreams. You know, people say, like, what are your dreams? Be like, oh, no, I had the one last night. Be like, no. Like, do you want to be an astronaut or something? Be like, okay. So when we say, what are our dreams, and we're referring to the future, it's referring to the fact that this too is a dream. This too is the dream that we are creating. What are your dreams? What are the things? What are the realities that you're going to step into the future? What are your dreams? Dreams refer to the experience of the present moment, regardless of where it is. This too is a dream. Through there, it opens up the idea, it opens up the potential to realize how much we created. A lot of us realize, a lot of us are waking up. A lot of us who have seen this video already get this. We can create in our dreams, therefore we can create in this reality. The goal is to experience more of both. That will reinforce the other. That is why lucid dreaming is such an important practice. Yet, I myself am admittedly not the best lucid dreamer yet. I'm aware of its value. And at times, when the moon is right, my focus will be set. Because that is part of my objective, is to bring back messages from the astral to be able to share with you in some form of another. It's an interesting one, but amongst that, there's a lot of other things that I'm pretty busy with. So going down and doing free hugs, doing talks at local communities, organizing festivals and hosting them are part of the things that I'm grateful for, because they have allowed me to step into the confidence of where I am now to continue to do it. When I created this project, I didn't say, oh, I'll do it for a month and see how it works. I said, I'm going to keep doing this because there's every reason to keep doing it. Because no one can tell me that inspiration isn't contagious. Because inspiration is contagious. So, being a shifter is a new role within society. It refers to a person who is actively using love to help awaken other people. In society, like the Matrix, like the movie The Matrix, either people have never been told, or people simply do not know. People do not realize, they haven't been told that there's more to this reality than meets the eye. So it's our potential to be able to have those conversations with them, when you'd be like, have you thought of this yet? Have you heard of this idea yet? What do you think of this? To ask them, to engage them, to give them an idea that passes through their mind and unlocks keys that will open doors and connect dots, and other beautiful metaphors that refer to the ongoing expansion of our consciousness. Consciousness is not something limited to the size of our brain, but rather it is measured by our ability to access that which is already there, that which is above us as within us, that which is everywhere. The ether, that which is not seen yet, that which is everywhere. So the festival was beautiful. there was free hugs at the festival. At one point, I was like, all right, now's the time. Bust out the free hug signs. Had about 7 of them just on regular paper. Handed them out to people. We started walking around. Other people got excited. Handed them some too. Everybody got plenty of hugs. And it was worthwhile for me to see the young kids doing it too. Young girls, like literally, like she was probably like 3 years, 4 or something. Very, very mindful, very intelligent at a young age. She herself was like, I get this. I know what love is. I know how this works. Free hugs, yeah. At the end of the day, she ended up keeping the sign. She asked me, she said, can I keep this? Can I take this home? Yes, please. Use it. Share it with your friends. It's a gift that keeps on giving. Hugs is an infinite resource, as are smiles, as are actions. Hugs and smiles are actions. We can perform actions. What actions will you perform? There's a lot of other things I'm sure I could talk about. I'm pretty sure I've been talking for like 40 minutes now. In some ways, it feels like it's been less than 10. What happens from here is the question that we must ask ourselves. Do you choose to continue to sit back? Do you choose to say that, yes, I will be involved. I will play on this team. I like the idea of what this is about because this is something that we can all be a part of. There's no size limit to this team. So I invite you, I encourage you, join me. Join me as my assistant captains, as captains amongst captains. Become a leader in your community. Understand that that leader is within you. Find that inspiration and share it further. That is what changes the world. Through inspiration, there becomes opportunity. Through opportunity, there comes education. Through education, there comes experience. Not even necessarily always in that order, yet they're all interconnected. Through that, there comes growth. When we can share with each other our gifts and our talents, and when we can encourage them amongst one another, it creates portals for beautiful opportunity. So, how will you change the world? By the realities of the lives through the lives of others. You will. When you create an opportunity for someone else to get involved, for someone else to have a conversation, for someone else to say, let's be friends, let's work together, let's find other people who want to work together, and then let's have meetings, let's have meditations, let's work on ourselves, let's have parties. Let's have parties that celebrate life, that celebrate the fact that it is a beautiful moment to be alive and to give people inspiration. The parties become a source of inspiration. They become a source where we can crystallize our communities. Down the road, you too will host a festival. Down the road, you too will do amazing things. Yet do not be in a rush. Merely be honest with yourself. And for all given intentions, for all given purpose, put forth your best effort. Intend to put forth your best effort, whatever that means to you. And then live a life of honesty with yourself. Don't put half of your effort in and tell yourself at the end of the day, I put in my, oh yeah, that was as best as I could do. If you do that, if you've done that before, allow that to be motivation to change that habit. Doing and putting forth your best effort doesn't mean straining yourself. It means finding a balance between work and play. It means finding a balance between too much effort and not enough. Just finding a balance where you too can sustain yourself and help others do the same. So to all my friends out there, thank you for being a part of this. In many ways, yes, we are just getting started. We're still just getting started. Where will this go? Will I do more broadcasts? Of course. We will continue to grow. Through our growth, others will grow. Through us, the universe expands. It is doing it as we experience this moment right now. Why? Because I've never said these words before. I've never talked to you in this moment until right now. And we will continue to create more moments. Moments are something we can share. Moments are something we can generate. Moments are something we can create love balls and throw them into the future and then experience them once we catch up with them. Moments that are created through the intentions of saying, hey, let's go down and do some free hugs. Let's get a couple friends together and stand on a street corner and do free hugs and talk to people. Theoretically, with the best intention and the best strategy, giving them out pamphlets for the next paradigm shift meeting that they can come out to, connect to, and get involved with. Those are the simple tactics. Many of you have heard this. Many of you are familiar with. So, what happens when more of us start doing that? What happens when more and more of us start appearing all across the world, start finding each other all across the world, and start doing what we can where we are? Because if not you, then who? I think I'll end it with something. At the ceremony, and thank you so much to everyone. Everyone who is involved with the Look Festival, everyone who has taken the time to listen, as I too continue to look forward to take the opportunity to listen to you in return, to give you the opportunity to be heard, not just by me, but by people all across the world, through the radio show, through the networks, through the idea that we're all equal. What I wanted to do is finish with song. At the ceremony, in the opening ceremony with the indigenous, there was a simple song. I'd heard it before. And it begins with a beat. Wichita do ya, Wichita do ya, hey. Wichita do ya, Wichita do ya, hey. Hey ya, Janaea, hey ya, hey ya, Janaea, hey ya, hey. Hey ya, Janaea, hey ya, hey ya, Janaea, hey ya, hey. Wichita do ya, Wichita do ya, hey. I'd probably sing longer, but I can tell my throat's getting all like raspy and stuff. I guess that's what happens when you need to give the throat chakra a break. That just means the portal needs to take some time to return to stillness, where it can take in some new movement that will heal it back to its original function. So, self-healing. Heal yourself. We all have the potential to. That's one of our powers. It's one of our tools. It's one of our abilities. We heal ourselves. We teach others to do the same. We become permissionaries. We teach others how to teach, how to become. We realize that we're all students. We're all teachers. So there's a lot. There's a lot that will happen. Because there's a lot that you have yet to do. There's still a lot that you can do when you're ready. Everything that you need is within arm's reach. I've said that before. Why? Because part of my role is to remind us of things. Part of my role is to help us create new habits by reprogramming what we think by what we hear. To give us an alternative. To give us an alternative to say, let's do it. We can do it. We can do it. Whoever said that we can't change the world, that's just somebody else's story. We're writing our own story. Let's change the world. How will we change it? Stay tuned. For yourself, too. Because when you choose to engage yourself, the universe will respond. When you choose to be a shifter, when you choose to give free hugs downtown, the universe will recognize that and it will put people into your path. You don't have to worry about that. It will happen. You can experience this for yourself. That is part of the magic. That is something that should be on the front page of the newspaper in all honest ideas. But since you are aware, since you do know that that can happen, then use it. Do something with that knowledge. Do something with that knowing. Experience it. Learn from it. Connect. Community. So. Ilakesh. Alakin. I am another you. So, shout out. Shout out to you from yourself. You are doing great. You have always been doing great. Anything of the fact that you haven't is an illusion, but ask yourself what you can do to help become greater, to become more of who you are, more of who you came here to be, and realize that in every moment we can do that simply by stepping in to the awareness of what attitudes we're carrying with us. So remain optimistic. There's hope. There's inspiration. And you too are it. It's time for me to end this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being. Message me and tell me. Share your experiences with me so that we can continue to grow together. I want to know about your synchronicities. I want to know what happens to you where you can say, oh, it's all coming together in very exciting and unpredictable ways. Embrace the idea that you won't be able to fully control it. Let go. Not let go of trying, let go of resistance. Try, put forth your best effort. Others will thank you for it. And when they thank you, they are thanking the universe. So, good job, universe. You've gotten this far. Because who's to say that where we are isn't right in a point where the universe has never been? It's exciting. So, live the mystery. The truth lies between the question and the answer. Become the experiences and live with love. Namaste, friends. Tune into the radio show this Sunday or next Sunday, depending when you watch this video. It's usually on Sundays. So, thanks again. And again, send me a message anytime. We're doing this together as a team. So, let's get back out there. I hear the ref blowing the whistle. It's time to get back on the ice. New period starting. Let's do what we can. Put forth our best effort. And have fun. It's all just a ride. Okay. All right. No, seriously, I'm turning it off. Like, actually, yeah. Right now. No jokes. Okay. All right. Good night. Love you.